get live on everything, then I'll start to talk because I am a talker. And I guess this is what this is for, right? So I am currently live on YouTube. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna sit back here. I think I can kind of still see comments if they come in or people if they come in. Hi. I feel like I'm only talking to a few people, but I'm still talking to some people. So I'm just gonna say what I have to say. It doesn't have to be a lot. If you see me like looking everywhere, it's because I have my iPad, my phone, and my computer going on all my platforms right now because I feel like I think you guys as viewers deserve like uh explanation, not necessarily an explanation, but like I say I'm gonna put out something or I'm gonna be on Facebook more or whatever I say, and I haven't really been like as consistent as I would like to be. So Mondays are usually like, okay, I post a video on YouTube. So the process with that is just like I have to edit, I have to sit in front of my computer. Technology be like bugging out sometimes. As far as like storage, having to move things, I have like a 2 terabyte thing that I use for storage, but it's a lot that goes into making a video and posting it on YouTube. So I haven't gotten into a place in my life where I'm able to be a full-time teacher and a full-time YouTuber. Like I haven't found that happy medium yet. Don't necessarily know if I want to because I want to be able to find out which one I want to like, how I can incorporate everything without feeling like I'm two different places. So, with that being said, I am dedicating like this last year of my 20s because in 10 days I will be 29. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The last year of my 20s is here and it feels a little like, okay, who do I want to be? You know, like who am I? I'm learning to just become who I want to be that makes me happy, who I'm purposed to be, just walk on purpose for real, and stop flirting with my potential. Like there's so much stuff that I be wanting to do, but just finding that time to balance it all has been like, all right, nobody told me about this. This is kind of hard to edit, to look cute, to teach, and be there for my students fully. Also at work, like I started this whole space outside of class because I'm an AP teacher. So I have kids meeting me on Mondays where there's not supposed to be no class, and on Thursdays to study for the AP exam because College Board wants to give an AP exam. So yeah, so I'm like, okay, we're not going to get to everything in class. So let me set up a space for my kids where they can just learn the material that we're not getting to, but also take learn test taking strategies and just a space where we're just doing calculus for an hour. And we do that on Monday and we do that on Thursday. Like today, it was just so peaceful. Like I literally I was like actually in between meetings for work and there was like maybe 6 girls who came on. And what I do is just have like the slides just going every 2 minutes. I change the question so that they can get their practice of multiple choice, right? So multiple choice questions should take them 2 minutes. So put 2 minutes on and they just work. We just work for a good 30 minutes and we just do calculus. And I don't play no music, just silent time. And it was just like, they were doing calculus, I was doing calculus, and I'm just like, this is this is nice. Like I don't feel like I have to like do 50 million things while I'm doing this. This is my time for calculus. Let me focus on calculus. And so I'm learning how to find time to really make sure I use every hour of my day intentionally. So this next year of my life, I'm really just going to try to be more mindful of how I spend my time, of course, who I spend my time with, but that's a story for another live. But just being who I see myself being. Like, you know how we all have that like ideal image of who we are and we, strive to get there. That's why we work. That's why we do certain things, just to be who we feel like just live a comfortable life and just be ourselves and create spaces where we can just show up authentically. Like, I feel like that's what life is about. Like, that's what life is. Like, we want to create the ideal life. And so with what that looks like for me is just like, I have to learn how to balance all of the hats that I'm wearing right now. And so I have the hat of a teacher. I have the hat of a big sister. Because that hat is, anyway, I have the hat of being a content creator. I have the hat of being a daughter, and like all of these different hats that I'm wearing. And also the biggest hat, like trying to find out where I fit in ministry. Like that hat, that hat, oh man, that hat has been the most unique, I'll say. The most unique. Just trying to figure out, like, Lord, what do you want me to do for your kingdom? Like, for real, for real. Like, I have ideas about what I think I could do, but is that what you want me to do? And having that conversation and praying about that, yeah, it's been very interesting. So I say all of that to say, I'm going to be learning how to just make sure I manage this thing that we call life a lot better, like a lot better, being even more intentional, because so far I feel like I've come to a great place. I'm in a great place in my life. Like, I have a career, I have a car, I have an apartment, beautiful apartment. I'm actually in contract to buy a house right now. I'll be moving further away from my family and stuff, but I talked about that a little bit on my last video. But just to get here, just to get where I am right now in life has been, it's been pockets of consistency, but then, we all have those bumps in the road, like life happens. And so I'm trying to be more consistent to get to the destination, get to the hit all my goals in a more expedited time, because I feel like because I didn't learn my lessons and I kept hitting these bumps in the road, I got to where I should be or where I am right now longer. Like, I could have been in the place that I'm at right now a long time ago. So it's just been really, really interesting life. And so now that I'm getting closer to 30, it's just like, girl, what you about to be? Like, who you about to be? What we doing? What we doing? And so that's where I'm at in my life right now. I feel like the biggest thing right now that is going on with me, outside of like the conversations that I'm having with God about like who he needs me to be, because that's always been like, he's the center of everything, right? Like, our relationship comes first, second, third. Like, me and God, we gotta be here because anyway. But outside of that, I feel like this process of buying a house has really taken up a lot of my time. And I find myself just sitting and really thinking and reflecting, because this is a big purchase. Like, this is not just like leasing a car. I'm on my second car. Like, that process was, like 1, 2, 3. Like, this is a huge purchase, like the biggest purchase I've made in my life. So it's a lot. And a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about it. And I find that I have to be okay with, one, the relationship that I have with God, to go to him and find peace. But two, also know that like, it's okay for me to take risks with my life. Like, this is my life. If I want to take a risk financially that I do believe will help me to in the future and be, like lucrative, I'm going to do that. And what I'm not going to do is listen to people who didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I find that I try to please the people closest to my life to me in my life. And I don't really live life for me sometimes, because I'm always trying to like make sure everybody and like my family, my parents, that are like close to me, I don't like let them down, like I always have those kind of thoughts looming in my head. So it's just like the decision to sign this contract has been one of the hardest decisions to make in my life. However, I made it and I'm in the process, and I'm hopefully going to be closing very, very soon. And I didn't really want to like talk about it until it happened, because it's just like, well, if it don't happen, then whatever. Well, if it don't happen, it's not for me. That's number one. But two, like the reason why I created a platform, the reason why like I started this journey with Powered by Power is to share the ups and the downs and not just share the ups. So like if you don't know about the process and I just like, hey, I bought a house and I think you think everything is like, okay, nah. This is not just like a glitz and glamour moment. Like it can't be, because it hasn't been. Like it's been a lot. And so it's causing me to move differently on my platforms. So I'm like, okay, let me just speak to this, maybe hopefully encourage somebody, because somebody's always watching. Like I'm looking at all my screens and I may not have like 100 people watching, but somebody's watching, and I'm hoping and I'm praying. Like before even starting Powered by Power, I've been praying about like making sure, even if it's just one, like that's what I'm here for. So yeah, I decided to just do this for Monday because I'm not gonna be able to sit in front of nobody's computer and sift through videos and edit. I'm not in that place right now. I'm just not in that place. Like it takes so much to edit videos, and I'm editing wise, like I'm not even where I really could be. Like if you really have been watching my videos, you see sometimes I'll do like, I put two of myself in the screen, or I'll have some like cool tricks going on with the camera or whatever. Because I took a class with my friend from Nigeria and he taught me those things. But as far as editing, I feel like there's so much more that I could be doing with editing. Like I haven't even started playing with the different softwares that I can use to have different, like there's just so much growth that I want, that I see for myself. And there already has been growth, so I'm giving myself grace to be like, all right, you're not where you want to be. That's cool. But you are not where you used to be either. So acknowledge that, live in this moment and be okay. Like grace is something that we have to give ourselves, because if not, we're going to always be like for me, I can only speak for me, but like I be beating myself up. Like all the time. Sometimes it's like comparison. Sometimes that's why I have to take time off of social media, because it's just like, this is my journey. It doesn't have to look or be like anyone else's right now. And that is okay. Learn your lessons, and then like for real, like pass the test, because that's the true like essence of if you learned lessons, right? Move on now, help somebody else. Because girl, like we got places to be. You cannot just be wallowing in the mistakes in the past, because you can't change none of that. Like none of that can change. So what are you really doing right now, Karima? Like I have these conversations with myself, by myself in my apartment, because I live alone, and it's just like, grace. I have to always remind myself about grace, because no, I don't. I gotta be the one. I have to be the one to have the vision, to push the vision. Hopefully I'll have like people in my corner and my inner circle that push me, which I do gratefully. Like I do have people that I can go to, but at the end of the day, it's just me and God. At the end of the day, like I have to be the one to be like, all right, when the last time you prayed? When the last time you talked to him? When the last time? Because you feel in all types of, no, you don't need to be feeling like this right now. Like get your life together. And so in those moments where we find ourselves like picking up momentum and purpose seems like, okay, I'm getting out of bed because I have something to do today. Like those moments are what we want to keep, right? And so I'm in a place in my life where every day I know what I'm waking up for. Every single day. There's not a day where I'm just like, okay, snooze. Because those days are like, I really could have got up 2 hours ago and did mad stuff. Like I'll be thinking to myself like, girl, But then I'm like, okay, you need a rest. So you got some rest, I guess. Like you try to think about the good, but at the end of the day, you can't keep doing that. Like you can't keep justifying you being lazy. Like, no, girl, get up and get your life together because you know you have more things that you want to do. That's what I was saying earlier. Like there's so much more that I want to do. And so, yeah, it's a matter of like being more, like I said in the beginning, like I'm in a place where I'm trying to be more consistent. Like just figuring out a schedule that works, not necessarily routine, because I do like to leave room for spontaneity in my life because it's life, you gotta have fun, right? But fun that is what word do I want to use? Fun that is clean, fun that is legit fun, not like any other kind of fun, if you know what I mean. Because that used to be my definition of fun. And they're just like, no, that's not fun because that's causing you to stay back here, which is what I'm going to be talking about in my next series on YouTube. And I'm excited, which is why I'm doing this live because it's just like, I'm not ready to put that out yet. Like that's I'm going to need like Jesus, because this topic that I'm about to talk about is going to be real. It's going to be real because I can't be anybody else. Like I have to be able to come here as me and not be afraid to go on live. Like I don't be going on. Well, my front camera broke, so now I got a new phone, so I'm feeling myself a little bit. So I'm like, why not? That's number one. But two, before my camera broke, and anytime I did a live, like my first live was at a protest. My second live was with my cousin. So there has been like this fear that I haven't let go of to like really be here and be myself and show like authenticity. I don't have to have on a full face of makeup. I don't have to, be to the gods. I can, and I do it well. I'm still learning how to be my own face, but like I know that it's not about the looks for me. It's just a matter of like that fight of, like you're supposed to do something, but you want to do it right, so you're waiting for the perfect time. No, that's not going to happen. You just got to be you and hope that it lands. Hope that one person gets something, and that's what it's about for me. Like any of my students that I talk to, like for real, outside of class, will let them know, like I went through some stuff so that I can tell you not to go through the same stuff. And I really believe that is a huge part of my purpose, which is why I have the platforms that I have. So yeah, I'm learning. I'm breathing more, and I'm being more audacious to be myself more. I said more a lot, but hopefully that makes sense because it's just like, who else I'm gonna be? Like it gotta be me, right? So why not just do that? Like show up and just be you, and hope that your light is illuminating to someone else, even if it's just one. Like. Like there's not a lot of people here right now, but what am I doing it for? What do you do what you do for? What is going to get you out of bed in the morning? How does your ideal day look? Right? That's the questions that I'm asking myself and the questions that I'm going to answer with my lifestyle. Like I have to. And it's not for anything or anyone, like I'm not doing this to get like something. It's more of like, I know I was created for a reason, and every single day I want to get closer to like living in that space of doing what I was created to do. And that's it. I don't even know why I had these AirPods on the whole time. But yeah, so definitely Lamar, like we can definitely do that. That would be so dope because now that things are like kind of clearing up around here, like I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were on the live, I'm trying to figure out like what ministry is going to be looking like now that, hey girl, now that things are like being able to like happen more. So I do want to cultivate that same kind of space because you came and you turned out. If you guys don't know Lamar Riddick, go check his page out. He's a dope Christian rapper, like dope lyricist, not even like a rapper. Like just go check him out. You won't be disappointed. So definitely I haven't really been in my DMs or anything like that. So I don't know if you have my number. If you do, text me, let's set something up. I'll talk to my bishop and see if he wants to do something like that again, because he does want me to do stuff to bring in the youth. So let's do it. Let's do it. Because the first time it was amazing. It was so you guys did so great. Like, and just like everything else that was going on, just that whole night was so dope. Like, I definitely want to do that again. It's just stupid COVID. COVID got everything all crazy, because I would have definitely did it every February, because it was like that happened right before COVID. So definitely. Do you have my number? If not, I'll DM you my number so that we can. I think you have my number though from the last time you guys came out. So again, I'm talking to Lamar Riddick, guys. He's right now the last person that just commented. So check him out. Check his music out. If you need something different to bang to, like, you know, go hard. Like, his music is dope. Like, I like to listen to like rap music that has a message, because nobody's saying anything these days. Like, the rap music, like, I love music, but what's being played right now, honestly, like, it does nothing for me, you know? So yeah. Okay, I got you. So yeah, I'm glad that things are kind of, that's the perfect segue, because things are opening up now. So I was actually just talking to a friend of mine about curating spaces, because we need more spaces for just like-minded people to be together, whether it's like people who are Christians, because most of my friends are Christians, let's just say that, but also like people who are able to have a conversation and may not know God, like just people who are dope, like dope-minded people, like-minded people, intellectuals, professionals, people from different walks of life just coming together and just connecting. Like, we haven't connected for so long because of COVID, and I think it's transformed what connection could look like for me. Like, I've already curated a space for Galentine's with friends of mine who had the same kind of concept of just like, we need to make these rooms. Like, we need to just get people in a room to just talk about life, about things that people don't really talk about. And so for me, it's been something that's more pressing. Like, it's necessary now, especially because things are kind of slowing down. COVID is still real. It is still real. I might be going to talk about vaccinations right now, because that's a whole nother kind of conversation. But I have my own thoughts on vaccinations. I'm not going to say what that is, because I don't want to start no controversy. But yeah, I feel like because we've been isolated, however isolation looked like for you, right? Whatever quarantine looked like for you. Now that things are slowly but surely changing back, it's time where we can recreate what norm looks like. Like, we don't have to go back to normal. We don't have to go back to how things were. Like, especially as a teacher, I feel like we had a lot of meetings today in PD, and I feel like I talked a lot more today than I ever did in certain spaces, because I feel like my voice is powerful. And I've been so passive because I don't know how I can really be myself in certain arenas in the workplace. But at the end of the day, I'm serving students that look like me. And if I don't really speak up on things that are important, I'm doing them a disservice. And so it doesn't even matter how dope I am in my classroom. If it's not like, if I'm not in rooms about policy, if I'm not in rooms talking about how things can affect them as a community, then, and I could be, then I'm doing something wrong. You know what I mean? So today I took some opportunities to really talk about some important things to make sure that we don't go back to normal, because after all of this, we can recreate what normal looks like. And this is the perfect opportunity to do so, whether it be on a personal level with our own lives or in the workplace, whatever it is. Like, we can now be in a position after quarantine and everything to make the ideal happen, right? Like, if things weren't doing what they were supposed to do, like if it wasn't giving what it was supposed to give, before quarantine, make sure that thing be given after quarantine, like after COVID is over, if that's a thing. I don't know. But as we slowly shift into, being more, I guess, free to be outside and connect, what does that look like? How is that going to be different? How are you going to make sure that you are waking up on purpose and doing what needs to be done, and making sure that if part of your purpose is for others, is to serve others, how are you showing up for them? How are you showing them that, like, this is what it should be, or it could be? You know what I mean? Like, so that's just where I'm at. I know I'm like all over the place, but that's why I needed this live, because I just needed to get this out, because I want to be able to show up, but I also want to do it properly. I don't want to just throw things together just for the sake of doing that. So being out, and I also have an issue with just like, naming things, and like, if this is what I'm calling myself, this is what it is. I'm a content creator. I create content. I don't think I really say that. So that's why I haven't really been owning it the way I should, or I haven't really, like I said earlier, found that, like, that balance or that groove, So as a content creator, I have to really be able to find time to be intentional, but also plan for that. Because if I have the idea of, okay, I have this YouTube page, I'm going to post every Monday. If it's now Monday, which is what I do, On Monday, I'm like, okay, sometimes, what am I going to post? What's going to happen today? Like, the series and things like that are more curated and like planned, because I have to, because I do it like back to back to back. So it's just like, I will not be trying to edit all the time, like the night before. So like during the series, I'm more intentional. But like, okay, the series is over now, so what next? You can't just stop, So you're gonna give another series, like, what you gonna do? And so I be asking myself, aw, thanks, Marbar. I think I met you at Tanisha's gathering. I think that's you. I think your name is Marlene. I can't really remember, but yes, thank you. I appreciate that. So what was I saying? Yes, I need to be able to just be more intentional with my 24 hours, because if I'm going to execute, I got to execute properly. I can't just execute just to execute. Like, that's not purposeful. And I don't ever want what I'm doing to feel like, oh, I got to edit, or feel daunting, or no, I don't want, that's not what I'm doing this for. Like, I want it to feel how it's supposed to feel. I know that I'm saying something important. I know that this needs to get out, and I'm going to take my time to make sure that happens. And it's just a matter of like being intentional with your time. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I keep saying that, and because I'm trying to think of if there's anything else I really want to touch on. Because after this, I'm probably going to just be getting this series that I was talking about down, because this next thing that I kind of want to like release, I feel like with every series is a different release, and move and shift to who I'm supposed to be as a kingdom woman. So this next topic that I'm really going to talk about will be freeing for me, because I think in everything is testimonial, and we overcome by the words of our testimony. So the more that I share, the more that, I can free myself, like just be who God created me to be without any inhibitions, live my best life, whatever that looks like for me, for me. So yeah, I'm excited for this next thing. It's a little risque, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's the title though. Once you hear what I'm saying, it's gonna be like, okay, I get it. But the title is gonna be like, wait, what? Excuse me? You about to do what? So yeah. So I think I'm gonna end it. because I don't think that there's anything else that I want to say. And people have been coming in and out. Some people have been leaving comments. If you have any questions or anything, you can ask. My iPad died, which means I'm not on Facebook anymore. But Instagram or YouTube, I don't even know how to work this thing. But I think I'm going to end it because Aww. Okay. Well, if you're watching in the rebroadcast or if you're watching on YouTube after I go live, you can always comment down below and let me know if you have any questions about anything that I said, because my heart is to just show the journey in whatever like way I can that is like acceptable and pleasing to God, obviously, but also feels right for where I am. You know, like I don't want to do anything just to do it, because I know the ultimate reason I'm doing it is to help somebody else. So with that being said, if anything I said, you know, resonated with you, you can comment down below. Let me know. I always like feel like maybe I shouldn't say that because sometimes I get comments, sometimes I don't. But talk to me. Let me know. Like, I'm here for you guys. If you feel like, oh, maybe somebody should hear this live because this is real, send it to them, share it, do what you got to do. I am trying to reach, you know, the masses, shout it from the mountaintop how dope God is. So if you think that someone would benefit from my journey, put them on. Let them see me rise. You know. The sun is setting right now, and it looks so gorgeous. On YouTube, you can see my how big my windows are, but it's just gorgeous, and I like the sky. I love the sky. So anyway, bye guys. Thank you, Ev. I appreciate it. You be supporting me OD, especially with my workout, so I appreciate it. All right, I'm off this. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.